4, 3, 2, 1. What is up? What is up? 4 Dead Seasons. Welcome to the Metal Mixtape. It's the boys, the Don, DJ Ramo, out of Ashland, Oregon. I am so stoked to have Jared, Seaball, Nick, and Jordan from 4 Dead Seasons for the Pacific Northwest. What the hell is up?
Yeah.
What's up?
So for the listeners out there, everybody, one thing you don't know is that this band has not done music for, what is it, like 10 years? You guys reunited?
Yeah, going on 15, yeah.
Besides that is insane. And you guys got a new member in Seaball. Which one of you guys is Seaball?
Right in the middle.
What is up, dude?
Oh.
What is up? So, dudes, I'm so excited for you guys coming back, relighting the torch, hitting the dream all over again, dude. One thing I want to know is, like, before we get into Cultborn and Death Spiral, what's the reasoning behind you guys starting this whole project up again? If anybody wants to elaborate, how about this? We'll start with Jordan. Jordan.
Perfect. I was gonna point to him anyway.
I know. All right. Well, we'll start with him. Put it on the table. What was the resurgence in all this? Why after all these years, let's kick ass again? What was the mentality behind that?
Well, honestly, I think there's always a bit of a flame because the way 4 Dead Seasons ended, it was kind of tragic, like there was plans and it. So I think there was always a fire in there, and then eventually we just all moved on. But we'd always talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, me and Jared, we're the original founding members, but Nick came in pretty close after, and like we would always talk. Hey, I wonder if we did this, and then finally the opportunity arose. You mentioned COVID; it's crazy times, and we were like, hey, why don't we just, and Nick was involved with it too. We were talking, and we were all like, I think he brought it up big time, Nick did, and we were like, what if we just like got back together and like this is the perfect time to make music. Yeah. We're supposed to be isolated, we're like, let's just isolate together. Yeah. And let's just see what happens. And I mean, dude, right when we started, it just started clicking. We were like, it was FDS again, but it was really cool because we all, over those years, we've matured a lot musically. So we came in, I would like to say, wiser with our, with our playing and stuff. We were a little bit rusty, but dude, when we came in,
We were very rusty.
yeah,
It was 15 years. Like,
but it was like, that flame instantly started. Like the minute we started, okay, do this part, and so like we knew it was right at that time. We were like, this is it. We're doing this COVID Files album, whatever the heck. So I mean, it was awesome. It just was like we were back at home,
Yeah.
So we just
love it.
We took that.
I'll go to Jared on this one. So Jared, were you guys reliving all the older songs, or was like the plan to hit some newer songs? Like when you guys all first got back together, like did you guys rehearse the old ones, or did you guys just come in with like we need some fresh?
Yeah, I think we talked about doing the old stuff, and it was like, and we did it on 6-string drop B at the time, and at this time around, I was telling Nick, I was like, if we're gonna go big, let's go 8-string. Why not get that low tone? Drop E. It's like, so straight drop E. So we're like, screw it, let's do it. So we just, I don't think we were gonna circle back to any of the older stuff, any of the stuff previous that we've done. We're like, let's start fresh, create new, let's get some new vibe going. And then me and Jordan started jamming about a couple months before Nick got his gear again. And that's when we started cranking these tunes out. It was like he said, it was just this click, the fire. I mean, I've never clicked with anyone. I'll do something, he'll look at me, and he just does something, and it makes sense. Jordan's always been my drummer and my brother, so we've been in everything together pretty much. So the clicking with him, I already know instantly what he's doing, and it's just these songs just kept rolling out. We'd bust like 2 or 3 songs out sometimes in a 4-hour practice, but it was rusty, dude. It was fun though, for sure.
I love it. Don't worry. I'm saving you last, Seaball. Don't worry for this question. I'm gonna go to is it Jared on the lead?
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it's Nick. Let me talk to Nick. All right, Nick. So you guys were playing in drop beyond the six strings, I'm a guitar player for 16 years. How was your transition to immediately to the 8? You know what I mean? Was it like, were you trying to write similar, or because I know for a fact that as soon as I got my 7, my whole mindset changed on writing because everything just got heavier. You started making the stank face more. You know,
yeah. Oh
you're
yeah.
just like, oh,
Yeah.
you know. So Nick, tell me about your transition for you guys go to 8 strings. Was it pretty simple, or is it still a task right now?
I think at the beginning when we were initially talking about going to the 8, that I think the thought came to my mind. I was like, I don't even know what 4 Dead Seasons in a hardcore 8-string even sounds like to begin with. So I had no reference point. And I'd be talking to my friends like, okay, have you ever heard of like hardcore with 8 strings and drop E? And everybody's like, what? You're doing what? But going into like the whole writing process, I think initially I think it was September of last year that we actually first started practicing again. And it was kind of a challenge because you end up having all of the extra tonal variations that you can even come up with, and just trying to end up getting your head around how fucking big an 8-string is to begin with.
Bro.
That was the biggest hurdle. But going into the writing process with the mentality that we're not trying to be like anybody else with the gents and the gents and do the same thing that we've been hearing for the last 5 years, that writing the way FDS writes, it was simple. I mean, once we started picking it up, it was like playing a 6-string again.
Yeah, no, well, the thing is that one of the things I noticed that as soon as you go to an extended range of guitars is that you have to fine tune your distortion all over again, or it sounds like mud. So did you guys just immediately fine tune your amps, or what kind of rigs are you guys running to for those deep amps?
I think with I'll have Jared kind of talk on that. So I kind of piggybacked off of him just to kind of make a tone, because with what he came up with, I mean, that's kind of the direction that we're going tonal wise. And I mean, you had a lot of influence on how to get it and
I was a hardcore tube guy. I still love tubes. I still think tube's king, but like when I started getting into like the digital stuff, like the digital modeling, like so I'm running instead of the rack mounts, the HD 500 line 6, the pedal board, because I like to switch between clean and stuff. So I got that, and then I started running it into I was doing my head. The 6505 is what I had at the time, and I was slaving the power from that from my pedal board, and then it just became it's like a 4-chord method, and it was like I used to call it the 12-chord method, because it was like you have like 12 chords going in and out everywhere. I'm like, this is retarded. So I ended up I'm sitting there and I'm going, what if I use like a power amp? So I went the power amp route, 2 chords. So I'm basically just, all my power is coming from the power amp, and my sound's coming from my pedal board. It's all digital, and all meshes, and it's just loud as loud can be,
What cab are you using right now?
And I still have my 2000, I think it's a 2000 model. It's a Blues Voodoo, Crate Blues Voodoo 412 straight cab. I've had it for forever, and the thing's still trailing. Yeah, it's blazing, man. But I think, and then I kind of got him off. He kind of piggybacked off me from that idea, and he got the was it the Firehawk?
I ended up getting the Line 6 Firehawk. I mean, it's a little bit different. There are some things I don't like about it, but I mean, it does exactly what we were wanting it to. And with my tone, I was looking for something less beefy. I don't even know how to put it, but it was something, because I kind of like the crunch of what the guitars sound like. So that's my direction that I was going. So I ended up going with the orange cab for that, really warm mid-tone, and going with this digital route with, not doing the tubes anymore, which is foreign to me. That was interesting. But then, we're practicing with all this stuff, and it just it somehow meshes like it always does. He ends up making a tone. I make some other tone that I don't even know how I ended up coming up with it. And it's like, it works.
Yeah,
And, you know, and I don't even know how to explain it anymore. I mean, it meshes every time we end up getting together. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's very organic. It's always been super organic. It's just crazy.
I love it, dude. I love it. I gotta talk to Mr. Seaball here. He's looking all casual right there. Like if I owe him 10 grand for a kilo or something.
He's trying to stay out of it.
So Seaball, tell me the story of you joining this crew, man, and why they decided to pick you for this huge reunion to come back and do this kick-assery. They asked you to join. You thought about it. What was it, man? What happened? What's the story? How'd you guys get together?
Well, I knew the Haggard brothers for a while. I used to run into Jordan at shows all the time, and there was always a passion he had with the local hardcore scene, and he was always out in the pit, whether he is like throwing fists or just out there feeling it, you know. And that always spoke to me. And then you know, Jared and I had some mutual friends, and I remember a long time ago, I wanted to jam with both of the brothers, and you know, we probably had like one jam session, and ever since, like, I just decided, man, I want to play heavier stuff. It's you know, it's as heavy as I can get it. And at that time, they were doing like drop A, and they were like still experimenting with like reaching those depths. And at that time, it was like blowing my mind. And anyway, I always kind of kept them in the back of my mind, but I just kind of realized in all of their social posts, you know, I asked them like, hey, like, where's your guys' basis? You know, I'm thinking like,
what's the play, man?
Like, those exist? Like,
no,
they don't exist, dude.
I'm thinking like, why? Like, I'm thinking in my mind, everyone's piling up to go play with 4 Dead Seasons. And then they're like, nope, no one's here. Like, no one's even like interested. And I'm like, I got to jump on this. And then Nick sent me a demo of all their instrumentals on this new album that they've been working on. And I lost my mind, man. This is like the best thing that I've heard ever since probably 2008 within metal. And it's something that I've been wanting to hear within the metal, the culture all along. And I'm just stoked. I'm stoked to be here.
When you joined them and them getting their 8 strings and going for this deeper tone, did you have to do like any upgrading of your own equipment or any adjustment for you to get down to that tone as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, even getting my own bass, for example, because I've always been a guitar player. But just to match where they're at in drop E, you know, I didn't know exactly which equipment I was going to go with. So I started off with a 5-string, and I tried to go as low as I can I went with Kalium strings. They're from down in San Diego, and they have a really cool tapered approach. But anyway, yeah, I ended up getting myself a full bass stack that will pump out those deep lows loud enough to where it's not too muffled. And you know, I wanted to contribute. I didn't want to hurt, you know, the sound. I wanted to help it. So.
Well,
sounds amazing.
Yeah. I mean, technically, as a bass player, you got to be able to blow out these 8 strings.
Yeah. And I think what we decided on, it's gonna keep up. And yeah, it's sounding really good.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an interesting trend, you know. I mean, I remember starting playing guitar back in like the 2004 era, where As I Lay Dying was hot, All That Remains was hot, Between the Buried was hot. You know, like all like you know what I mean. And nowadays it's like, holy crap, like Lorna Shore, Fit for a King, like these like heavy ass tones. It's a crazy transition. It's a crazy times out here. Everybody's getting low as hell, man.
It's crazy.
I think Little John would agree on how low everybody's getting.
Yeah.
Let's get low.
Little John.
All right. I'm gonna go back to Jared here. So, with your new song Death Spiral and the new album Cultborn, man, like you guys have been sending me messages. You guys have been recording, producing, and all that. Compared to your old recordings or old sessions, was there something different you want to tackle with these recordings? compare than when you hit your past recordings or older music? Was there something different you wanted to do?
Yeah, I think when we went into the recording, I don't think we knew we wanted to go back to the same person that did our other previous, which is Stefan from Interlace Audio. He kills it. He's the type of guy that like, he knows the rock. He's in his own band called Shelter Red. They're really bomb. And he knows the tones. He knows that style of music, the range. So we were like, we're hands down going back to this guy for sure. And we just wanted to have like this new wall of hell, the sound that we've gotten from these A strings and the drop E. And the old recordings were good for the time, I think. I don't think we had anything I don't think it was mastered. I think at the time we thought they were, but they weren't. They're just mixed. It's good recording, but like we wanted to come in with this one with a lot of like depth and like just really like get the guitars in really good, like voicing wise. And Stefan helped us achieve like pretty much everything we could possibly think of.
Yeah.
He was like a great hand. He's like one of the band members in there while we were doing it. And then I mean, it's so far from what I've heard, it's getting close. It is anything I thought. It just crushes all the old stuff, like beyond. It's crazy. Like my mind kind of like boggles. I'm like, is this really what we did?
Well, that's super cliche too. Like you always have the bands that are like, it's so much better than like the old stuff. It's so much heavier. But
I swear it is.
When we talk about it, like you end up listening to the old stuff and the new recording. There was some feedback that we had way back when we were doing some range punk show. I think it was. And they're like, somebody that would come, they're like, holy crap, you guys just get heavier and heavier every time I hear you. But that's right. So then we went into the studio and literally it was, holy shit, this stuff is absolutely heavier than anything we've ever played. It was, in addition to the 8-string and then just how we were writing the music, it came across a lot more devastating than what we actually anticipated.
No, I dig it. I dig it. All right, I'm gonna go around the room and I want each of you to describe your new single that we're gonna play today, and we're gonna start with Seaball. If you can describe the new single sentence, and for all the new listeners and the millions around, how would you describe the new single?
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Jared said a few weeks ago. It's punishing. It's just straight punishing.
I like it. All right, let's go to Nick. Describe the song in one sentence.
This song is it is 4 Dead Seasons, absolutely pissed off. I mean, it is angry, violent 4 Dead Seasons.
I love it, dude. All right, Mr. Jordan, how do you describe this song in one sentence to all the fans out there?
Oh, I would say it's our most frantic but like soul capturing song. It's just like it'll grab your soul and gone. You'll get sucked into this metal void. Never coming back.
I like it. Jared, give me the cherry on top.
Total vile, just vile.
I like it, dude. So when are we expecting the new release, Coltborn, to be released for all the listeners out there?
We have an expected release date of September 30th. So we still have a lot of recording to get done for the vocals. And then there's quite a bit of mixing and mastering that Stefan has to go through and do. So we're tentative on the 30th of September. That's when it'll be released through our website. And then shortly after that, that'll be streaming everywhere.
I like it, dude. Well, I'm super excited, dude. So before I end this interview, I'm going to go around to everybody and ask questions. It's completely non-band related. Maybe one is. You guys ready to do this?
Ready.
Yeah. Go.
All right. We're going to start with Jared. If you could choose your death Hold on. No, we're starting with you. If you could choose your death, but it had to be by a serial killer or a murderer in a horror film, who would you choose to kill you?
Dexter.
Huh?
Dexter.
I like. All right. Let's go to C-Ball. In a horror movie, who would you choose to kill you?
Are we talking about like a serial killer or just any horror?
It could be Chucky, dude.
Jaws.
Jaws, I like it. All right, Nick. If you could choose any villain, serial killer, any evil piece of crap to kill you, who would it be?
I honestly think it would be, what was that movie? The Critters? You remember those little
Oh,
balls
yeah, I remember that
go
movie.
around? It would be.
Yeah, the big fur balls from space.
Yes,
Yeah.
those things. It would just be a horde of critters just eating me from toe to skull. And just, I'd be so happy and be like, oh my God, you're so cute, but you're killing me. You know.
The 15-year-olds listening aren't going to get that reference.
No.
Oh shit, I just dated myself too.
All right, Jared. Any serial killer, murderer, horror, anything to kill you, who would it be?
I would say I gotta go classic vintage Jason. Because I like to think I could perhaps fight him like a little bit, but I still want him to cut my head off, just fight me.
Yeah.
All right.
Jason got me. Yes.
All right, Jared, we're going to start on you since we're talking about chopping heads off. If you were in a zombie apocalypse and you only could choose one weapon to kill the zombie horde, what is that one weapon?
Ooh. Oh, man.
You better start coming up with something.
Lucille, the bat with the barbed wire.
All right. What about you, Seaball? What is the one weapon if you're going to have one weapon in the zombie horde?
Brass knuckles, baby.
Yeah.
Damn, dog. All right, Mr. Nick. If you only could have one weapon to destroy the zombie horde, what is that one weapon?
I would think I'd take the Tesla flamethrower.
Is that like solar powered?
But at that point, we'd be deep into zombie territory. There probably is no solar, so I'm fucked.
You're screwed.
I'm fucked.
He's just sitting in a Tesla and they're attacking.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan. Any weapon in the zombie apocalypse to save your family? What is it?
I actually thought about this a lot, and I've had a lot of conversations with people about it, especially at work. I'm straight up always. I'm a martial artist, so I do double swords, 2 katanas, one on each side.
That's a good one.
And it's perfect. Close quarters. You can come to me, I'll cut your head off.
Hey, Jordan, I've done over 200 interviews, and at least 100 people have said katana.
Nice. It's such a practical thing.
And guess what? You guys all survived.
Yeah. I love that.
All right. Only one person's going to be able to answer this question for all of you, and I'm going to ask Seaball since he's the newest member. In a deserted island, who's the first band member that dies and you guys have to eat?
Oh man.
You want the beef here.
Self-sacrifice. I got plenty of meat, plenty of fat.
Wow. What is that?
Noble.
All right. We're running out of time. Very last question. We'll start with Seaball. Why not? If you could play for any band in any era for one set, who would you play with?
Oh my
gosh,
that's
too
dude, that's killer.
Dead or alive?
Any band.
Any era. One set.
Oh my God.
Just sounds like
Pump them out.
Fleetwood Mac.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty good.
All right, Nick. Any band, any era, one set. Who is it?
I think I would do the Doors. That shit was just nuts.
I like it. All right, Mr. Jordan. Any band, any era, one set, dead or alive. Who is it?
Oh man, I'm going with my favorite band. I can just see myself playing to them. Hope's Fall. Have you ever heard of them? Any era, I can just. Oh man, yeah. Hope's Fall straight up.
All right, Jared. Any band, any era, one set. You got to be that guitar player up there for them. Who is it?
Dude, the guitar, thinking Rat.
All right.
Round and round all day, baby.
Well, hey, we just got talking to Jared, Seaball, Nick, and Jordan. Their new album's coming out September 30th. We're all hoping, and we're gonna play their new song, Death Spiral. 4 Dead Seasons from the Pacific Northwest. Thank you so much for making it on the Metal Mixtape. And for anybody who missed out on this interview, it will be uploaded on our YouTube this weekend. Jared, Seaball, Nick, and Jordan, thank you so much, my brothers.
Thanks, Omar. Appreciate it,
Thank you
man.
for being on the Metal Mixtape.
Thank you, man. Thanks.
Later, brothers.
See ya later.